right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and every amazing person under the sound of my voice. My name is Urin Naya. Friends call me Uri, everyone calls me Urina. On the show, I am the Love God. And of course, this Love God is going to be here with you until about 10 p.m. tonight. How do you do? You're listening to Echo FM 100.7. It's a beautiful Monday evening, and it's the 30th day of March in 2026. March has been an amazing month, don't you think so? And of course, we're about to round up with the month and say hello to the month of April. How's your day been? I trust you've had an amazing one and everything is well with you. And trust. And of course, even if it was stressful, don't worry, just relax, buckle in, because I'm sure by the time we're done today, you feel a little bit relaxed, okay? So just chill, okay? All right, as you know, today's Monday, and every Monday right here on Echo FM 100.7 is Your Finances and You. And in case you're wondering what that is about, if you're listening for the very first time, this is our own finance show. And it's not usually the typical things that, they teach you in school concerning money and finance. No, it's like the very practical ones that you get to apply every day in your life. And it's also our own means of giving back to the public also, because we do have the charity part of it where we get to help people get skill sets for free, and also get to help those that are in need of jobs to get connected to people who have jobs to employ them with, right? Anyways, let me not keep going back and forth. I'm sure you get a hang of it. So we're talking money, we're talking upgrade in our finances, okay? Anyway, today with me in the studio, I already told you we're having a guest today. You asked and I answered. And we've had, every Monday in this month of March has just been, non-stop information, education, and people who know their onions in their business have been coming forward to feed you with every single information that you need to push yourself to where you ought to be from where you are right now. And today is actually no different. So I have someone with me in the studio today. And he is one person that I feel like it's been a while actually that I got to know this person. But I think one thing that has always stood him out for me is the fact that he pays attention to detail and is excellent about his work, right? And you know what the Bible says, right? Seeth he a man that is diligent, he shall stand before kings and not mere men. And the truth is, whether you like it or not, there are people that are seeing you and whatever it is that you're doing. So, yeah, let me not talk too much. With me in the studio today, I have Bethel the Glassman. Hi, Bethel. How do you do?
Hi, Uri. I'm doing fine.
Okay, it's good to have you here with us today.
Thank you. I feel very honored.
Okay, good. So, for those of you out there listening, I'm just going to allow Bethel to introduce himself properly. Bethel, who is Bethel? And why do people call you Bethel the Glassman?
Okay, so my name actually is Bethel Aside the Glassman.
Okay.
So the Glassman was adopted when because I do a lot of glass work ranging from shower glass, windows. Okay, first started with windows, then upskilled to doing shower glass and glass handrails. So most of the things I actually do are related to glass. So someone actually gave me that name. Someone called me the Glass Man one time, and it sounded nice. And since then, I just adopted the name Bethel the Glass Man. I think Bethel the Glass Man is even the name most people know than even Bethel and my son name. So that's how the name came about, Bethel the Glass Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Bethel the Glassman do? Give us a full rundown.
Okay.
Yes.
So I am an MD for KVG. KVG is just the initials for Kingsview Glazing. Is the company that we focus on construction of glasswork, furniture, and aluminium fabrication. So that's the three departments of our company. So when we say glasswork, it's related to shower cubicles, glass handrails, mirrors. Then when we say aluminium fabrications, it relates to aluminium windows, aluminium partitions, and also the roofing aspect. Then when we say furniture, it has to do with the wardrobe, chairs, upholstery, kitchen cabinets, everything related to furnitures.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. All right. So let's play a game, right? So that
Okay.
we can ease a little tension, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 1 million naira daily or 365 million naira at the end of the year.
It's still the same thing.
I know, right? But which would you prefer? 1 million naira every day, or at the end of the year you get it in one day, 365 million.
365 million is bulk. I would prefer to wait for 1 year.
Why exactly? To get the money in bulk?
Before then, I might have even been in the, I would have taken loans that can even help me start up something that I can, that's already running. Then when the money just comes in bulk, I just pay off the loan and then still have some cash that will still help me to invest into the business. By that time, the business is already mine. And so I feel like that bulk is going to help me solve the problem once and for all. The 1 million naira daily, it's just like a temptation. I might start solving small problems, stop waiting for the bulk.
You'll find out that it won't be enough after some time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So Tony Elumelu or Obi Kubana?
Tony Elumelu.
Okay, let's not go deeper. Very dark man or Gege?
Do you know that this is a very tricky part because I actually admire Gege in an aspect because he always encourages men not to be stupid financially.
Okay.
So he has this this so-called university where he teaches men on how to be financial literate, and I am very particular about financial literacy. So very dark man is very outspoken and bold. That's what I admire about him. So I am stuck now. I don't know. Both of them have the character that I actually like, but I don't like how Gege talk about women because I respect women, but I actually like what he talks about financial. In fact, I use some of his phrases like "be wicked." I always encourage people to be wicked with your finances. It's not everybody that comes for you to help that you help out, that kind of thing. You should learn to say no.
Yes,
So, yeah.
That's a very necessary skill.
Yes.
Life hack. Honestly, take it from me.
It has helped me a lot.
Yes. Okay, so Peter Obi or Alex Oti?
I'll go for Alex Oti because I'm from Abia State. Alex Oti is also our governor currently, and Alex Oti is actually doing a lot for Anambra, for Abia State. I mean, and it is something that I cannot even feel because I'm still from Abia State. I know how it is that our road to the village that time is, and recently I went to the village and I know, so I'll go for Alex
Please,
Oti.
how much is 2-bedroom in your village now?
I don't
Everybody's
know.
looking to relocate. Okay, Tinubu or Wike?
Okay, this one is a no. I'm not going for anyone.
No.
I know. I'd rather go for what is this guy name? Fish pie guy.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay. All right. That's nice. Anyway, so we're here to talk about building a stable income with skill.
Yes.
So first of all, let me ask, what do you think a stable income should look like?
A stable income should be able to foot your bills, your necessity, easily, comfortably. You shouldn't want to worry about eating, or worry about data, or worry about paying bills like water bills, just the basic clothing and the rest, even health too. So, what's the question again, please?
Yeah, I think what does a stable income look like?
Okay, so stable income should be able to cover the basic need, which is food, shelter, and clothing at ease, comfortably.
Okay, let me digress a little.
Okay.
Right? You're married.
Yes.
Okay, and it's very beautiful to see young people get married, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good example. Now, do you think that you would want to encourage young people, right,
to get married?
To get married, and what are the benefits involved?
Okay. The thing about marriage shouldn't be something associated with age, in as much as I encourage young people to get married. But marriage should be something that you should be mentally developed, especially mentality has a lot to do because you have to learn to tolerate, accommodate, and sacrifice a lot before the finances safe. Because a lot of people can have money and be ready to get married, but when you're not mentally ready, you fall out as soon as
You fall in.
you fall in. So finances is also there, and finances is also very important, very, very, very important because if before, okay, like me, before when I can eat whatever it is I want to eat, like I even drink garri and sleep, but right now
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, then if kids start coming in, you can't. There's some nights that you'll be like, I don't want to eat. Maybe you don't have strength to go out, or maybe you don't have strength to cook, that kind of thing. So kids are already there, and then you have to know that you have to always make food, keep in the fridge, and when you keep food in the fridge, you have to have steady lights or you have generator and fuel. All this thing brings in the expenses and expenses and expenses. So as you are preparing for your being mentally ready for marriage, also prepare finances a lot because it's going to help you a whole lot. And marrying early is actually very advantageous because you get to enjoy a lot, and you might choose not to even have kids for like 2 to 3 years. Nobody's pressuring you. Yeah, before you now enjoy your marriage, travel, just have the fun before those little miscreants start coming in.
Okay, that's nice. All right, so back to our topic for today.
Yeah.
There are lots of people listening, right?
Okay.
And we cut across about 5, 6, 7 states, both
Okay.
in the southeast and
Wow.
outside the southeast. Now, building a stable income with
Okay.
skill. Now, I want you to pour out everything. I'm big on mentorship,
Oh.
right? And I always encourage people to actually look for mentors that they can attach themselves to, right? Because if you have a mentor, it's almost impossible for you to actually fail, really, right?
Yes.
So now, let's now pretend that, not even pretend, because I know you're a mentor figure too. So now I want you to pour out everything that you have with you to every single person listening out there.
Okay. All right. So I am, like I said, I'm already introduced. I'm Better the Glass Man, and I actually had the skill sets from a very young age. So I also have a lot of experience. When it comes to work experience, I have about I have about 13 years in work experience because I started I have over 13 years. I've forgotten how old I am. I don't even count anymore. So I have over 13 years work experience, and it is really, really something that I love to share with people who are going through a lot because I actually have gone through a whole lot. I've seen everything. I've traveled to 16 states in Nigeria, which this skill set is actually what helps me to move around. I've met a lot of people, bad and good, and I always like to share what it is that I learn. So today I'm trying to tell people or teach the people out there who are already in skill, that's handwork, or who are interested in going into skill. I'm going to be telling you the good and the bad, and then I'm going to also show you how it is that skill can actually create a very stable income, because that's what I actually have done and I do very well, and I can see it really, really working out for me. So I'm going to be teaching you how it works out for me too. So most people think that learning handwork or learning a skill just stops there. But the real problem is turning that skill into consistent income where you actually make money, live your life, eat, have fun from it. Many people are busy, but they might still be broke. And some are talented, but they are not earning consistently, even in the skill that they are doing. So you see somebody jumping from one site to another, and he's always, anytime you call him, he's in one place or the other, actively. But at the end of the day, you see that nothing come out. He doesn't have any shishi, or he doesn't actually live the life he wants to live without. He might end up even borrowing. So I'm going to help you guys to fix that. So skill alone does not guarantee income. It is structuring. How you structure that skill is what actually guarantees that steady income. And I'm going to be teaching you how to structure the skill and your skill, whatever skill it is that you are, welding, painting, interior decorating, furniture, plumbing, so called and so on. So on and so forth. What if you are into skill? This is just for you. So first of all, if you're interested in learning a skill, if you haven't started yet, I will always advise that you should check the high demanding skill and go for it. Currently, interior decoration is something that has blown up a lot in Nigeria. A lot of people are going to interior decoration. Now, the key aspect of interior decoration is furniture. That is one. Then we now have the painting guys that does the wall work, or just learn anything that relates to wall. If it's painting, if it's stone, if it's tiling, if it's bricks, anything. So when you focus, you check your environment and find out what it is that is highly demanding. Push yourself into that that aspect. In like in Nigeria, I said interior and decorating is very high demanding. Also, plumbing is also another skill that is very, very high demanding. But a lot of people, they see that aspect of that skill finishing. They see and finish, I mean. But I'm going to explain to why it is like that. Then also tilers are also another skill.
Okay, sorry, let me
really
cut in there.
demanding. Yeah.
I have a matchmaking show I do on Thursdays.
Okay.
Right? And each time somebody calls in, a guy calls in to participate and he says he's a plumber or he's into tiling. The ladies are like, no, I'm not interested. So are you trying to say that there's money? Hey,
You
see
know-
update. Okay.
You know, I think workmen are the best people to date, actually, because
Clock it.
skill is going to actually humble you. We see a lot of shege in the sites, so it's going to make you know that it's going to help you develop patience. Like how I met my beautiful wife was when I was going for a site in Enugu, and she keeps on telling me that she didn't expect much from a workman. So I wouldn't blame those ladies who think they're workmen. I think it's the way the workmen actually package themselves and put themselves out there. Most workmen don't actually carry themselves with pride. They see themselves as low because they're not wearing a white collar. So that's the thing. And because they sweat and sometimes they are dirty and messy.
Some
But
of them
all
don't
those
use
things-
deodorant.
Okay, I wouldn't speak for everyone, but in our company we have a policy.
Okay.
You must smell nice.
Okay, better.
Because we had an issue where a client actually yes, he was a staff. He's not a trainee. Went to a client's place to work, and the client had to step out to call me on the phone. They usually don't call me. Whenever we handle a job, give a job to a client, you have a project manager. The client did not call the project manager. She called me because she had my number. Sometimes clients don't have my personal contact. She called me to tell me that who is this particular person that I sent to their side that the whole room has changed order. So I had to now call them to stop work and come back. And that thing cost us logistics to go back to the site again the next day. And also cost us some extra expenses because if we don't finish work immediately in a site, the longer the work stays, the more expensive it stays. So because of that, we now have to create a policy. We now have to adjust our policy. Before we take you in, or if you're already in, you have to sign that policy and read and sign it. And it's there. If you don't smell nice, it's among there.
Please, I hope you guys are listening. You can copy this too.
Yeah. So these are part of the structures that you can have in place. I'm going to be teaching some other things or some other structures that you can have in place. So another thing is you should treat your business like you should treat your skill like a business. Some workmen don't even have a price for their service. It's just whatever it is the mood is, they will just give you. Now, if you now price them and make their mood feel better, they can even price themselves very, very low. And later on, when they start the project, they'll start feeling bad. And at some point, they might not want to adjust the price, and the clients will now be like, you're not even professional. You gave me a price, you're trying to change. So have a standard price. We have a standard price for each and everything. So we have a price for we calculate in square meter. We have a price for shower glass. We have a price for this. We have a price for that. Then we also have a range of percentage if the client is purchasing materials, although we don't like clients purchasing materials for us, but if it happens that the client is purchasing materials, we have a percentage of the material cost that we don't exceed, no matter how much you negotiate. In fact, before we even give you a price list, you have to agree that this is how much you're going to be paying us for our percentage. So all this pricing issue is part of the structure that most workmen don't actually take into consideration.
Okay.
Then keeping records is another thing that workmen don't care about. Now, you use tools, you pay transportation, you do feeding, you pay accommodation, all those kind of things. It's important to have someone or you yourself to account, to keep records of every single thing that a particular job is costing you. So let's assume that we'll have you, Ure, as a client, and then we'll have Amaka as another client. You charged Ure 10,000 naira and you charged Amaka 8,000 naira. Now, you might be doing expenses, buy materials, and logistics, and we even add miscellaneous inside. And when you see that you think you're making profits from that 10,000 naira, but you see that expenses you have already done after the whole procurement, logistics and everything, is already entering 9,800 in Ure. That means you have only 200 naira profit. But you don't know because you are using Amaka's money to fill in for Ure. But if that's for clients Ure, you have records, you are keeping, you are seeing what it is you are spending, expenses you are making. It's going to be very easy for you to know when it is that you are losing money and know where it is that you need to correct or what it is that you need to correct for next time. So we have this. I always advise workmen, each client that pays, assign it to a project. That is one of your in our team. We have trainees and staff. So if it's a minor job, we can make a trainee a project manager. And if it's a heavy job, we can make a staff a project. We'll make the staff a project manager. Now, that project manager is in charge of keeping records, every single record, as small as feeding, water, logistics. We also put for injury, I've forgotten what we'll call it, but in case if a trainee or a staff gets injured, how much was used to treat that person, because we treat everybody that was sick. Every single thing is being documented. So at the end of the project, you submit to the HR. The HR goes through everything and then knows, okay, see how much it is that came out, the profit, and then we now pay whoever it is that we need to pay inside. That way, it makes, if you are running out of money, we'll ask you what it is. We'll go through the records and find out what it is that actually cost us much. And that's enough actually helped us to notice that injury costs a lot in skill work, because skill work is handwork. That means you physically have to use your body to do most of the job. So you see that you might do a job and you make a profit of maybe 20K and injury collects 11,000. You are already at loss because health is not cheap. Only small stitch, if you have an injury, the person teaching you might tell you 15K, just a cut, and then you will not have to deal with the pain and take the medicine and things like that. So we always advise you should keep records so that you will know where it is that your company is losing a lot of funds. We also find out in our company that fuel was costing us a whole lot. We had to now find a way to move into solar. So since we got into solar, it's only when we're going for outside work that we'll now spend on fuel, and it helps us to save a whole lot of cost. So keeping records helps a lot. Then taking jobs seriously is another thing that a lot of workmen in this Owerri, I'll speak for Owerri. Most workmen,
shots fired.
most workmen Owerri,
it's okay, we understand.
most workmen here are just something else. You give a workman work. It's only in a way that I saw that a workman will boldly tell you that he left your work to go and watch match. Why? Why? And you have the guts to tell your clients. You didn't even lie that something serious happened. You left the work to watch match. I was shocked when I saw a carpenter telling the client that he went, so Oicho Kanga lay ball. That is, you don't want me to go and watch ball. I was like, okay, did they pay you for this work? I did it for free. So most workmen are like that. You give them job, and the excuses just comes in from there. They tell you they do this, they are doing this, they are going there and doing that. It doesn't help you. You're just killing your career. Those clients will never call you. Neither will they want to refer you. And in our job, referrals is
Very
one of the
important,
things that takes you further than your prayer that you go to church to pray, because the people you are praying for are the same people that you are messing up if the people come
So
around
who's going
to
to
give you the
refer
job.
you?
So who's going to refer you? Who's going to help you? Your helper is already angry with you. So we actually value referrals a lot. So I will try very much to um, um, we'll try very much to make sure that our works are very good, and even without asking, the person will feel very happy to want to refer. Then, in summary, for this aspect, I would just say, if you behave like a casual worker, you will definitely earn like one. So, if you want to earn more, behave like a serious worker. Take your work serious. Have a pricing that you know that a pricing for everything. Keep records and take your jobs seriously. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Then you also hear some clients talks about getting clients. Some workmen talking about getting clients. In fact, there was a recent post I made on TikTok 2 days ago about how to get jobs. Okay, I showed a site. I was in the tall building, I think 4-story. So from there, I could see a lot of other buildings. And everywhere was occupied with roof. That means it's developed, houses are there. So I was asking in that video, who are the people, you know, the crisis job, no, they work, no, they, who are the people that are now doing all these jobs that are around there? Because if you see the buildings from there, they were plenty. So a lot of workmen, we ask, how can I get job? In fact, some. So someone told me, a workman told me, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that he wants to go, that is somebody that told him that he has to go and do juju to be able to get work. Yes. And I'm like, how? How does it work? Because I don't even understand how. Is it that when you do the juju, clients will automatically have your number and call you, or they will see a job that you did automatically? And I don't even know how it happens. So I'm going to tell you how it is that I'm going to be pointing out 4 things that actually helps you get clients.
Okay.
First of all, is referrals. Referrals comes from when you have done a good job, then somebody else now tells somebody else about you, and you do a good job for that one person, that person tells somebody else, and that is how you'll be growing. That one is slowly. It takes time. But if you're consistent enough, that is the one that pays the most. Because once someone refers you to a job, there is this confidence. You don't have to bargain too much. Neither do you have to explain yourself,
because trust has been established from that person
exactly.
Already.
So the client, most times when you just get referral jobs are the best for me. Because the next client will just pay you upfront. Most times they pay 100%. In fact, the least they can pay is like 90%, except they don't have the money, because somebody already referred you. You're coming from a trusted person, that kind of thing. So what you just have to do is just to deliver. Now, the second one, which is difficult, is walking into sites. That one you have to use your money. Waka go World Bank, go Orata, Waka go different location, and that you go sweat. When it is that I started, after learning the skill, I started hustling for a job. That was the one I actually went for, because you have to have worked for someone before a person can even refer you. So if you don't have any job, you can't have any referral.
True.
So that's where it is started. I work out. Shit. I still have photos. Sometimes I post them, and you see how sun has darkened me.
I saw a couple.
Yeah. I work out. So that one, a lot of people will not give you job, because they'll see you as a hungry person.
Yes, and you run away with their money.
You run away with their money. That's the mentality of the common man. But me, I know they give up. So the mentality I do that time, what I tell myself that time is, I pitch to 10 persons. Out of 10 persons, it's impossible for one not to give you a positive response.
True.
So in a day, in fact, there was a period, I think in 2021, I was giving myself a budget to make sure that I have at least 3 contacts daily. 3 contacts daily. So at the end of the month, if you do 3 contacts daily, how many times? 10, 20, 30. That is 90 contacts in a month. There is no how you save you save 90 contacts on your phone, and they save your number. That they won't be seeing your posts.
And
I
at
post
least
consistently.
5 or 10.
Thank you. There's no how in a month that at least 5 persons will not tell you, "Oh, yeah, come and do this small thing."
True.
So that 5 persons that tell you to come and do something, do it like your life depends on it. Because those 5 people are going to refer you to the next 10 persons that they might know, and that's how it is you grow. So I did that consistently for like a period of 1 year. I saved up, I amassed a whole lot of contacts. In fact, some people think that some contacts are useless, but they're not useless. Leave them. That person you feel like is useless might connect you to a very useful person.
Yeah.
So I save everybody's contact, and I tell them to save mine so they can actually see my post. Then I don't play with posting. I make sure I post every morning, afternoon, night, the morning when people are waking, before people are waking up around 6:30, 6, people wake up and press their phone, they can see my post. People are taking lunch around that kind 1, 2, I post. Then people are in their house relaxing around 8, I make sure I post all those times. So my posts will be coming up like that. So walking into sites actually helps a whole helps a whole lot, but it's actually very stressful. Then posting your work online is another thing. I didn't play with online. I didn't know where the inspiration came, but I know that time I didn't even know what online actually meant. That was as far, you can see it. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see my work pictures as far as 2013. That is, I think, 13 years ago.
That's a long time
That's
ago.
a very long time ago. So there was a job I got one time in Anambra 2 years ago. That was the biggest job I've ever gotten in the history. It was very, very big. When I say very, very big, it was massive. The client, I asked the client, he called me. I went to the sites, met him. I didn't even know he was one Anambra. All these Anambra billionaires are low-key. So he told me, when I finished meeting him, he gave me transport to go back. Then he was serious. He wasn't like all those I'll get back to you clients. He was one that called me, asked me for a quotation. I provided a quotation and everything. So when the payment was about to be made, he paid. I went there. Inside 3 days, he paid. And it was not small money. It was block. And I asked him before he made the payment, that why is it that he trusts me? What is it that he saw? That he said he met me online. He saw me online because I post everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, GG, everywhere. He told me that he backdated my post on Facebook to 2013, to my last post. And he saw that I was doing same thing, and I'm still doing it up to now. So I didn't know that someone could do that kind of thing, to go back as far as
to
that.
start checking.
The post like that. So, and it now occurred to me that it really, really means a lot to post regularly on.
Yeah.
It's for someone to actually post regularly online. Sorry.
Go ahead, it's fine. Okay.
Yes, so you're posting regularly. You might be posting today and you think that nobody's watching. Somebody that your post today might give you a very huge job sometime in near future. So don't take your social media as a joke. Find which one works out for you. Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it WhatsApp doesn't keep record. WhatsApp does that 24 hours. It's disappeared. Yeah, but people still watch you there. So post every day. Even if not data be your problem, borrow data. Find way to just make sure that you post. You being in people's face every time makes you more. Makes you in their mind. Keeps you in your mind. That's something with MTN. MTN up to date is still relevant. Coca-Cola up to date is still relevant because they keep on staying in people's face every day. They are doing things and they are posting